that is his, he can have it. So this message went around. So this Pindola Bharadvaja, he walked, like in the Buddha's time, the monks, they walk from place to place. So he came to this place, people told him about this. So he flew up into the air, took the bowl, and then holding the bowl, he circled that village, or that town, circled 3 times. And then he came down. So he became famous. Became famous, and then people offered him so many things until his kuti was overflowing with all the requisites, honey, all the things that were allowable at night, honey, whatever else, prunes, dates, all that. There's another incident about him, is that the king, because the king was very impressed with the Buddha and the Buddha's disciples, they were trying to excavate, I think, a cave to practice. So the king gave them a lot of workers, and the workers came with their families. So the whole village of workers was meant to serve the monks, the Sangha. So they did work for the monks, and the monks would also go to the village on alms round to collect food. So one day this Pindola Bharadvaja, he went to this village, and one small girl was crying, and he asked, why is the small girl crying? And then this family happens to be very poor. So this small girl saw the other kids having things to play, put on their head and all these things, but she had nothing to play. So this Pindola Bharadvaja, I think it was him, he used his psychic power, he created this, what do you call this? They put on the head, tiara, something like that, made of gold, solid gold, and gave it to this girl. And this girl saw it, it's the most beautiful toy in the whole village. She was so happy. Then the news spread. And then came to the king's ear that this small girl has got this golden, beautiful, what do you call it, tiara or what, which probably is more expensive than the queen's one also. So the king sent for this man, asked him where he got the thing, and this man could not explain. Because the father could not explain, the king put him in jail, said he must have stolen it. Then this Pindola Bharadvaja, this Arahant, heard about it, and then he went to see the king. So he explained to the king, he explained in an indirect way. I think he used his toe to press on the ground, and the whole palace became solid gold. So he asked the king where your gold came from. Then the king understood. So king released that man. Okay. Then King Udena approached the venerable Pindola Bharadvaja and exchanged greetings with him. When they had concluded their greetings and cordial talk, he sat down to one side and said to him, Master Bharadvaja, what is the cause and reason why these young monks, lads with black hair, endowed with the blessing of youth, in the prime of life, who have not dallied with sensual pleasures, lead the complete and pure holy life all their lives, and maintain it continuously? And he said, Great King, this was said by the Blessed One who knows and sees, the Arahant Sammasambuddha. Come, monks, towards women old enough to be your mother, set up the idea that they are your mother. Towards those of an age to be your sisters, set up the idea that they are your sisters. Towards those young enough to be your daughters, set up the idea that they are your daughters. This is a cause and reason, Great King, why these young monks, lads with black hair, endowed with the blessing of youth, in the prime of life, who have not dallied with sensual pleasures, lead the complete and pure holy life all their lives, and maintain it continuously. And then the king said, The mind is wanton, Master Bharadvaja. Sometimes states of lust arise even towards women old enough to be one's mother. Sometimes they arise towards women of an age to be one's sister. Sometimes they arise towards women young enough to be one's daughter. Is there any other cause and reason why these young monks lead the complete and pure holy life all their lives and maintain it continuously? And this Venerable Pindola said, Great King, this was said by the Blessed One who knows and sees, Arahant Sammasambuddha. Come monks, review this very body upwards from the soles of the feet, downwards from the tips of the hairs, enclosed in skin, as full of many kinds of impurities. There are in this body head hairs, body hairs, nails, teeth, skin, flesh, sinews, bones, bone, marrow, kidneys, heart, liver, pleura, spleen, lungs, intestines, mesentery, contents of the stomach, excrement, bile, phlegm, pus, blood, sweat, fat, tear, grease, saliva, snot, fluid of the joints, urine. This too, Great King, is a cause and reason why these young monks lead the complete and pure holy life all their lives and maintain it continuously. And the king said, That is easy, Master Bharadvaja, for those monks who are developed in body, developed in virtue, developed in mind, developed in wisdom. But it is difficult for those monks who are undeveloped in body, undeveloped in virtue, undeveloped in mind, undeveloped in wisdom. Sometimes though one thinks, I will attend to the body as foul, one beholds it as beautiful. Is there any other cause and reason why these young monks lead the complete and pure holy life all their lives and maintain it continuously? And the Venerable Pindola said, Great King, this was said by the Blessed One who knows and sees, the Arahant Sammasambuddha. Come monks, dwell guarding the doors of the sense faculties. Having seen a form with the eye, do not grasp its signs and features, since if you leave the eye faculty unguarded, evil, unwholesome states of covetousness and displeasure might invade you. Practice the way of its restraint, guard the eye faculty, undertake the restraint of the eye faculty. Similarly, having heard a sound with the ear, smell an odor with the nose, taste with the tongue, contacted touch with the body, having cognized a thought with the mind, do not grasp its signs and features, since if you leave the faculties unguarded, evil, unwholesome states of covetousness and displeasure might invade you. Practice the way of its restraint, guard the faculties, undertake the restraint of the sense faculties. This too, Great King, is a cause and reason why these young monks lead the complete and pure holy life all their lives and maintain it continuously. And the king said, It is wonderful, Master Bharadvaja. It is amazing, Master Bharadvaja, how well this has been stated by the Blessed One who knows and sees, the Arahant Sammasambuddha. So this is the cause and reason why these young monks, lads with black hair, endowed with the blessings of youth, in the prime of life, who have not dallied with sensual pleasures, lead the complete and pure holy life all their lives and maintain it continuously. In my case too, when I enter my harem, unguarded in body, speech and mind, without setting up mindfulness, unrestrained in the sense faculties, on that occasion states of lust assail me forcefully. But when I enter my harem, guarded in body, speech and mind, with mindfulness set up, restrained in the sense faculties, on that occasion states of lust do not assail me in such a way. Magnificent Master Bharadvaja, magnificent Master Bharadvaja. The Dhamma has been made clear in many ways by Master Bharadvaja, as though he were turning upright what had been turned upside down, revealing what was hidden, showing the way to one who was lost, or holding up a lamp in the dark for those with eyesight to see forms. Master Bharadvaja, I go for refuge to the Blessed One, and to the Dhamma, and to the Bhikkhu Sangha. From today, let Master Bharadvaja remember me as a lay follower who has gone for refuge for life. That's the end of the sutta. So you see this Venerable Pindola, how well he answered the king. He said, why the king could not understand why these young monks haven't tasted all the pleasures of life and still can lead their holy life so purely. So the first thing the Venerable Pindola said was, the Buddha taught them to consider them as their own relatives. Old women to be your mother, and some to be your sisters, and some the young ones to be like your daughters. But then this king says, that is not easy to do. You still, when you see them, I still can have lust. Then the Venerable Pindola said, the Buddha also taught to contemplate the 32 parts of the body. We recite the 32 parts of the body and contemplate the 32 parts of the body. Then when you see a body, you not only see the outside. Generally, when we see somebody, we only see skin deep. We only see the outside. We think, oh, this girl is beautiful, or that man is handsome. But when you consider all the things inside the body, full of excrement and urine and blood and pus and snot and all these things, then it's not so attractive anymore. That's the purpose of this meditation on the 32 parts of the body. And on top of that, the Buddha also taught to guard the sense faculties. Whenever anything comes into our six senses, six sense doors, we have to set up mindfulness, not to pay too much attention, because once you pay too much attention, then either you see it as attractive or you see it as unattractive, and different feelings arise. And when feelings arise, then a lot of thoughts come up, and then unwholesome states of mind come up. So these are the three things he quoted. In fact, there are other things also, but here only three things are quoted. So the king was so impressed. The king says, it's true. The king said, when he goes into his harem, he sees all his beautiful wives. He also finds it difficult to restrain himself. 35.132. On one occasion, the Venerable Mahakachana, let me see, oh, this sutta is quite long. I think I'll stop here for tonight, and then, because this next sutta is quite long. The later part of this chapter, you find some very beautiful similes, analogies, parables given by the Buddha.
Regarding Nikaya and the story about Venerable Pindola, when he used his psychic power to transform a piece of grass into a sort of hairband, he was holding gold, so worth thousands of dollars. So he, being an arahant, you know very well that like some monks and samanera, they won't take money even for safekeeping for a very short while. So if an arahant can hold gold worth thousands of dollars, I mean, you know, it's contradicting, you see, and it's story comes from Nikaya too. So I find puzzling that sometimes it can't touch me.
Yeah, but you know, the Buddha said that these rules are made with a purpose. So you have to understand, if a monk touches money or something valuable and unwholesome states of mind develop, then he should not. But in the case of an arahant, he does not develop unwholesome states of mind. That's one thing. The other thing is Even